Debbie Statler, Editor-in-Chief of Provider Magazine with the American Healthcare Association. Today with me I have Navin Gupta, CEO of Viventium, and Zishe Glauber, Chief Product Officer at Viventium. Viventium provides the tools to manage one or many distinct locations and facilities. Their software not only handles the most intricate industry-specific pay issues, including shift differentials, PBJ reporting, and FLSA overtime, but it also brings seamless employee onboarding, an easier open enrollment experience, and a real-time dashboard for ACA tracking. Welcome. Thanks for being with me today.
Thank you.
Be here.
Navin, you've been CEO of Viventium for about 9 months, but you've spent many years in your career in the long-term care industry. Please tell us what you have learned so far leading Viventium and the role it plays in the healthcare ecosystem, particularly senior care.
Thank you, Debbie, for having us. We really appreciate it. It's been an incredible 9 or 10 months at this point, and there are sort of a few learnings that jump out. The first thing that jumped out at me was Viventium is, in one sense, is very understated in the market. The fact that we touch almost 1 in 10 caregiver lives in the senior care market means it's quite a bit of sort of impact that we're already having. The second is Viventium has been around for almost 25 years. It started as sort of a general market payroll provider out of Brooklyn. And since then, now it's grown into thousands of healthcare providers within senior care for a full suite of HCM platform. And payroll is just one component of it. That was the sort of the second thing that has jumped. And the third thing is the absolute incredible culture that this company has. In terms of when I think about culture, I think about a strategy of a business and culture being two sides essentially of the same coin. And to have folks that are deeply passionate, people that have been since the beginning of this company, including the folks that founded this, still very much part of this business, I think has been absolutely sort of inspiring to me. In terms of sort of a one click deeper, as I think about the healthcare ecosystem, I've been in long-term care, post-acute care for over a decade. I was involved in electronic health records, revenue cycle management, senior engagement. I've really come to appreciate how technology elevates care outcomes. So technology plays a meaningful role in driving operational efficiency, specifically in a market that's challenged when it comes to sort of caregiver acquiring and retention. So our mission, as I think about it from a payroll and HR perspective, is essentially to help providers, help facilities better serve their employees, better serve their own mission that they've crafted, especially the care staff, which, as you know, Debbie, they're the backbone of the industry. And this industry is very different. It has very complex sort of payroll and HR needs when it comes to scheduling and time and attendance and compliance requirements. So just having a better appreciation over the last 9 or 10 months that how does Viventium really serve the healthcare market uniquely is because we really are purpose built for this market, whether it be home care or home health or hospice or skilled nursing. So we're just really focused on staffing, retention, compliance, and care quality delivery in the way that we go about it. So yeah, those are some of the things that have jumped out at me in these early days here, Debbie.
Wonderful. And we all know right now that workforce and staffing, that's an area where folks are really looking for support and help and technology to make those issues easier. Zishe, you're the Chief Product Officer of Viventium and have been with the company for quite a while. Please talk to us about the evolution of the portfolio, the products and services, and how the product offerings are unique in this space.
Yeah, thank you, Debbie. As Chief Product Officer, I've had the privilege of being part of Viventium's journey for many years. If you think back to the early days, Viventium really started as a payroll-only platform. This was back in the early 90s. And over the years, we've evolved into a full human capital management platform that's tailored for long-term care and assisted living. And as the industry has evolved, so have we evolved. If we think about post-acute healthcare today, there's 3 main challenges that we see in the market. The first one is finding and hiring caregivers. The second one is retaining those caregivers. And the third one is compliance. Can't forget about compliance. And we have unique product offerings that help our clients with all three of those challenges, finding, retaining, and compliance. And some of the key features that I can touch upon is multi-facility management, pay compliance automation. When you think about compliance, there's regulations on the federal level, on the state level, and in some cases on the local levels as well. So, partnering with someone like Viventium that automates those compliance requirements on all those levels is really important. On-demand pay, which we know is critical for caregiver retention, and ensuring mobile access to our platform to the caregivers. And what we feel is that, with empowering the caregivers with technology will just provide better outcomes. We also say that technology is only as good as its usability. And so we invest a lot in the usability and user experience of our software. We want caregivers to use it, to make it easy to use. And the more they use it, the more streamlined it is, the more time they have to provide quality care for those caregivers, for the residents.
Absolutely. I love that. It's a powerful system, but it's also easy to use. That's quite the combination. Well, Zishe, Viventium recently unveiled its scheduling product tailored to care facilities. And now many care facilities traditionally manage payroll with one system and scheduling with a different system. But your integrated solution combines these functions into a single platform. Tell us more about the strategic advantages of this unified approach as it offers to care facility administrators, staff, and ultimately even the quality of resident care.
Yeah. The release of Viventium scheduling was a major step towards streamlining workforce management by integrating workforce management with the payroll and HR solutions that Viventium has. And you're right, traditionally facilities did use separate systems. They would use one system for workforce management, which is time and scheduling, and another system for payroll and HR. But that leads to inefficiencies and miscommunications. Some examples are, needing to enter the same data into multiple platforms. You hired a caregiver. Well, scheduling needs to know about that caregiver, and payroll and HR also need to know about that caregiver. And so often there are events that occur in each of those platforms that are really needed in the other platforms. Something might happen on the payroll and HR side, whether it's a pay increase or a pay profile change that can have an effect on scheduling. So it just makes sense to have a unified platform where the systems are talking to each other. And our unified platform really offers visibility into things like time off requests, leaves. Employee utilization is an important one, like which employees are underutilized, right? Which can drive better scheduling. Predictive labor costs is another example. And it does all of those while ensuring regulatory compliance across federal, state, and local levels. For admins, this really means fewer manual tasks. Fewer manual tasks translates to more time for resident care, which is the ultimate goal here, resident care. And for caregivers, it offers greater flexibility, enables them access to their schedules on the fly. They can request changes to their schedules, and they communicate instantly. The end impact really is improved employee retention, which of course drives better outcomes.
Wonderful. Well, Zishe, senior care can be a competitive landscape where care facilities may have long-standing relationships with current providers and vendors. What are some compelling advantages that Viventium might offer that could persuade decision makers to make a switch? How do you see your solution transforming their operations and outcomes? Basically, make a case for us why decision makers should care.
Yeah. At Viventium, our focus in healthcare goes beyond our software, Debbie. It's really the entire company is focused on healthcare. Our employees are trained in healthcare, from our support reps to our sales rep to product and R&D. Our entire company as a whole is focused on the healthcare challenges that exist today. So you're right, there are many generic payroll and HR providers, but Viventium is exclusively built to solve for the healthcare challenges that exist today. And this deep alignment, this deep focus on healthcare allows us to address complex challenges that other providers might not be focusing on. Things like multi-facility management, specific healthcare regulatory compliance, high staff turnover. We know what the challenges of healthcare are, and we invest time and resources into solving those challenges for our clients. The fact that we've integrated payroll and HR with workforce management, with scheduling to drive better scheduling outcomes is another example. That unified approach improves communication, improves efficiency across facilities. And really what we see is that decision makers, when they make that decision to switch to Viventium, it's not just a software change, it's a strategic shift towards operational excellence. It's something that affects the entire facility ecosystem and not just the HR or payroll department. Another thing that we see is our payroll platform is proven to reduce payroll errors. It's proven to ensure compliance. These are all things that will help drive retention, help towards compliance, which we know is critical in the post-acute healthcare space. And if you streamline processes, if you retain your satisfied staff, the ultimate beneficiary of all of this are the residents, which is the transformation that we bring to the table.
I love that. I love that folks could just get a generic solution off the shelf somewhere, but that is not going to serve them as well as a customized system that understands senior care, where everyone is passionate about senior care and really just unlocks features that they didn't even know would change their operations. I love that. Navin, what is the vision for Viventium, and how will technology and innovation drive improved outcomes for the industry?
Yeah, thank you, Debbie. What attracted me to this market, I'm a technologist and an innovator at heart. I served times with on the acute care side of the house, and then subsequently into post-acute senior care. So when I look at the intersection of technology and innovation, healthcare and senior care, at the intersection of these three is what personally fires me up and gets me excited. And at the heart of this, if we talk about improving the senior care experience, it must be through enriching the lives of caregivers, because they are the people at the end of the day that make this happen. That's my personal sort of vision and mission, and that's what Viventium does. And so there has been a tight alignment there. So it's really helping creating solutions that care staff feel connected and supported in their roles. And if we can do that, we're waking up every day. Zishe talked about scheduling. We're working on many other products as well. We want to do that so that their experience when they are entering into an organization is easy. Their onboarding is easy. The first 100 days, the way they get paid is easy. The way they get their benefits is easy. We just want to make sure that the things that should be easy, that play into their experience within the organization, we're helping deliver that. And then they can focus on care delivery. It's their mission. They got into this field for a reason, and we want to do that essentially for them. So how do we do that from a technology perspective? We are, and I think Zisha said it well, we're offering industry, and you said it, industry-specific solutions that are intuitive, that drive the day-to-day experiences. Debbie, you'll appreciate this. When I stepped into the business and I was looking at the budget and P&L for Viventium, and I saw this big spend on user experience. I'm like, wait a second, why are we doing this? Why are we spending this amount of money? But when I looked at the product, it became clearly evident that this is designed with caregivers in mind. The fact that we support multiple languages, as we know, there's a number of folks that are they speak different languages, right? Come from different sort of backgrounds. We want to make it as easy as possible. So when technology is done right, it enables better care. You know this. I've been part of companies and solutions where it's such a friction to use. At the point of care, when you're doing clinical charting, it's complicated, it's difficult, it's 15 steps. I'm like, no, like we're adding to the problem. We need to make it simple. And I think that at the end of the day, that's what Viventium is working towards, streamlining operations, ensuring compliance that's there, and focus on providing care. I remember talking to a CFO at a conference, and they were an EHR vendor within the home and hospice space. And I asked him, why do you use this software? He says, you know what? It helps me sleep better at night, because even if anybody wanted to get out of compliance, they will not be able to get out of compliance. And I think that did something to me, that it resonated with me to say, we want to do the same thing. Outside of clinical care, there's a ton of compliance that needs to be there, focusing on caregiver experience. If we can wake up every day to do that, we're doing our jobs.
That's what a wonderful perspective. I love that you place caregivers at the center, because they are truly just the vital piece in the senior care industry. And I have to say, your enthusiasm and your passion for the industry definitely come across. So this is a wonderful alignment of technology and passion for sure. Well, Navin, Zishe, thank you so much for being with me today. This has been a great discussion, and I look forward to hearing more about Viventium in the future.